Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. Y'all know what day it is, and y'all know how I get down on Tuesdays, man. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what's finna happen today. People might go on the grill. People gonna get talked about. Situations gonna get talked about. Topics gonna get talked about. And we're gonna start this thing off talking about gambling. Listen, man. Listen, here's the thing, and I always gonna have a special place in my channel and in my heart for Christian guys. And the reason why is because I done been a member at 3 churches, and I done heard all different types of sermons on Christian TV, on the radio, and in person. And one thing that I can tell you, there's a lot of stuff that just ain't truth. It's just not. It's somebody's opinion that continue to circulate. Kind of like this gambling thing. Let me show y'all something right quick. So, one of the churches I went to, the reason why I stopped going to these churches, one of the main reasons, is because you switch churches and it's the same thing or worse. You stay at the church and it's just going to, the conflict is going to continue to escalate if you don't stand down, whether they right or wrong. And so at one of the churches I was at, he used to call like gambling money, like winning money at casinos and winning money in the lottery, dirty money, and would shame people for playing. Let me show y'all something about sin. And I was talking about this last night with a couple of my guys that I talked to off the channel. Charisma. I think Charles might have still been on the phone. And Twin. So, sin is the breaking of the law. So if it ain't no law or direct statute that you can attach to an act that a person commits, it's not a sin. So, so what goes on in the church is self-righteousness. Go watch my videos on self-righteousness. Just put self-righteousness, no matrix channel, and they'll come up. If you are saying something is wrong and you can't prove and demonstrate that it's wrong, then you being self-righteous and you playing God, and you trying to get other people to sin because excuse me, because if they listen to you, it's gonna be idolatry. Look, man, playing numbers, fantasy leagues, online casinos, regular casinos, that's entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that. It's wrong if you get the money. I'm finna show you something. Like, what makes something a sin that's not a sin is if the things that have been revealed to be sin, if you do those things to get things. Like, let's say you commit adultery, right? You got a sugar mama. Let's say she old, badly built or whatever. People don't be checking for her, but she got money. And you like gambling. She married to somebody else. You know how these women, how sneaky they be when they want to step out and they be married to somebody else. And so she messing with you on the side and she married to somebody else. And you say, man, I'm just messing with her so I can get some extra money to gamble. Now your gambling is a sin because you committing adultery to get the money to do it. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? But just merely playing a number, don't let these people fool you, man. And they got some real convincing ways of saying it. But they already know, hey man, I'm seasoned, man. You can yell and play music in the background and all that. What's that one dude name? There used to be Boy, he'll scare you half to death if you don't know that word. Steve was a good preacher, man. But the thing about Steve is a lot of stuff he was saying was truth, but a lot of it wasn't. And the stuff that wasn't, it was basically because one thing that you learn being in ministry and being a prophet and whatever, the main thing that a prophet should know how to do is rightly divide the word. So you could say, man, you being just like the world. You going to casinos and stuff. You supposed to let your light shine. You could say all of that, right? But a person that knows the Most High is going to call you up on it, because they're going to be like, wait a minute. So, okay, what scriptures do you have to back what you're saying? And they'll go to scriptures that have nothing to do with gambling. And I can make a fool out of them, because I'll just go to the parable of the 10 talents. I go to the parable of 10 talents. It's over for you. That's about gambling. Gambling is merely taking risks. So if you look, let me show you how this works. You telling people gambling is a sin. You really telling them also, so me starting a business right now, taking my money, starting a business is a sin? You say, no, business ain't. See, there you cherry picking. It's a difference between cherry picking and line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. It's a difference. Cherry picking is when you take a scripture that you know how to read and you read it and you trying to make it say something that it's not saying. Line upon line is when you take a scripture and you take other scriptures with it to prove what it's saying. It's a difference. So, why am I going this way? Let me, like I'm going back home. So this is what they do. And they still try to do that to me on my channel. But it don't work. And I done caused all of them. So what they do and what church people try to do is when they can't convince you, they try to make threats. Let me tell y'all something, man. I be trying to be nice. But see, now I'm going to tell y'all like this. That stuff y'all talking, that's white people stuff. You say, well, what's wrong with white people? Nothing. But nobody gave them the permission to like change how things was. That's where monogamy come from, white people. Our ancestors wasn't monogamous unless they just wanted to be, or they just getting married. And the women wasn't monogamous. They didn't care. As long as they get treated right, they didn't care how many women a man had. That's come from white people. Just like a lot of that other stuff, that turn the other cheek, y'all taking that out of context. I could make a whole series, and I think I am. I want to wait till I learn how to edit a little better, so I can have animations and put the scriptures on the screen and all of that. But people just be making up their own beliefs, man. And so people be feeling condemned. I told you about the lady. I told her, she was straight up, can't nobody tell me this woman ain't gonna make it to the kingdom, because the Most High is gonna look at her heart. She got a really pure heart. She real respectful, so on and so forth. Like you could just trust me, man. I got discernment, man. Her doctrine might need a little more work, but she like some people that saved. That's what my job is. My job is to teach them the word. Even though the church has been taught to reject prophets, the prophets they accept ain't even real prophet. All you gotta do, any prophet that's talking about a rapture, that's not a real prophet. And you can go get anyone. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to act cocky or nothing. All I can go, look, man, if they saying it's gonna be a rapture, either they false, the Most High ain't got them there yet, they like a baby prophet, or they just flat out just not, just not about it. Ain't gonna be no rapture, man. The people, the believers that's in the world gonna have to be sacrificed. They're gonna have to die for their faith. It's just that plain and simple. And the Bible makes that clear, as well as other books that they left out of there that you need to read. So, the gambling. Man, if you want to play. Don't put yourself at risk, which is one of the things we're going to talk about. Because you can lose. And I'm going to tell you the truth, man. They be like, well, see, that's why this happened. That's why that happened. Because he was gambling. Let me tell you something. The way the cost has went up in the world, if I didn't gamble, it's people that don't gamble at all. They have a hard time. I got relatives, associates, all type of people. Just because you don't gamble don't mean that's you gonna just have all this money and be rich. I know people that don't play at all and they still coming up short. So that's just an excuse, and that's just something that you saying. You could lose, right? That's why we're gonna get into some strategy, some basic strategy, if you choose to play where your money still could grow and so on and so forth. First thing I want to mention is if you ain't got no base solid income, you shouldn't be playing at all. Because what's gonna make you more addicted to gambling is if you ain't got nothing coming in, right, but you gamble. You're gonna be going to pawn shop, you're gonna be taking everything you got to try to win. And then when you lose, you just gonna make matters worse. See, when you doing it the right way, you still could be going up in the world when you don't win. Because you're not gonna always win no matter how good you are. You're gonna have your slump times where you ain't won a nice amount in weeks, months even. So that's why you gotta be functional. All of y'all that's gonna play, you gotta function. Function, man, because I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna lie to you. It have been some times where I got knocked upside the head trying to play the lottery and like go to the dog track when they was open and all type of stuff. Like overall, I've won more than I lost. But it have been them times. What was hurting me more than anything, it wasn't the gambling, it was the jobs. Like it was like if I quit a job and it take me a couple weeks, no income, stuff like that, then the money you save, you living off of that now. That was more the problem than anything. So I would tell you, you gotta function. You gonna do it, you gotta function. Don't go down to do it. Do it while you're going up. What do I mean by this? You saving money. The money you save, like, okay, if you want to be a professional gambler, it really could be a profession for some people, but for most people, it's gonna be a problem because they don't know how to do it. That's why I'm trying to show you some things I learned from mistakes I made. Remember, you can learn from people that done made mistakes, man. Them the main one. I want to hear about your mistakes more than I want to hear about your successes, because I know what landmines to avoid. So the best thing you could do, I would say, the way gambling is now, is if you don't got the money to be aggressive, then just hold it back. hold your money back and just be real skimpy. Like set a really small amount that you're going to play every day, and just be holding your money back so you can, because I think some of that stuff do be tracked, like the numbers and stuff. But if you just come at them out of the blue, like on a Friday or a Saturday when everybody playing, they're going to be scrambling. It's going to make it a little harder for them. Somebody's going to win. You'll be helping other people too, because they're going to have to pick somebody's numbers. The next thing, like a lot of the game, play those games more so that where you can go online or something and find all the combinations. Like you can find all the combinations, pick 3, pick 4. And you could stagger the dollar amounts if you done scale back. Like this is what you should do. You know how I tell you 10,000 is $27. You say $27.40 on average. It's 10,000. This is what you do. Watch this. I'm finna show you. You play, let's say you say, okay, I'm gonna play $4 a day until I can come at them the right way. And you save that $27.40 for a year, and then when the year is up, you take half of it and you get aggressive. The other half you keep for yourself. So now it ain't no pressure. You lose. If you lose 5,000, you still got another 5,000 plus what on top of whatever else you save. Like you gonna be saving, right? Because if you don't save, you shouldn't be gambling either. Because what it's gonna do? If you win Powerball, you're gonna spend all the money up. You got to learn how to budget. You got to learn how to save. So you do the $27.40 a day for a year. You say, well, I'm a gambler. I like playing FanDuel. I like doing this. You got that kind of money, man. You don't improve your chances. And you say, I'm not playing all of it, and do not play it. Say, I'm going to play half, and I'm going to keep this other half for myself. So now if you lose that, you know you're a gambler anyway. You still got the other 5,000, and don't play it. Don't play it. You can stagger it. Like you can say, let's say your game is sports betting. You got 5,000 now. And so you play your $4 every day, like pick a game and just try to just kind of get morsels of money every day. You just want to get wins, because them wins gonna build your confidence up. Stock market, all that stuff is gambling, man. Bitcoin, gamble. Because you start putting a lot in it and it crash. How's that any different? Come on now. Y'all just being self-righteous. How is it different if you go out and you buy a food truck? What if they don't like you? What if somebody say, I don't like him, his food nasty? You gambling. So you say you play FanDuel. I'm finna show you. Or no, sports betting. You stagger those bets. You want to stretch that 5. And you want to make it where you say, okay, well, I want to make a profit every week. So you pick the teams. I don't know how you play. Me personally, I don't like parlays. I don't. I like straight winners, point spreads, or total points. That's just me. Some people that been more successful, and this is what y'all got to watch out for too, man. Just because a person has been more successful don't mean that their strategy gonna work for you. So you want to listen to the strategies of successful people and failures. The failures will show you what not to do. The successful people, okay, this worked for him, maybe I'll try it. Failures, okay, this didn't work for him, maybe I'll try something else. That's how that works. So let's say you doing, well, basketball season just about over. You still can gamble on it. But let's say next year, right around this time, baseball is gonna be starting. Which I think baseball, like for me personally, I think, dude, come on, man, this ain't even a lane, dude. These people. But anyway, this dude comes from, okay, in this parking lot, you got arrows. The arrows show you these is one-way lanes, right? This fool comes in the wrong way and then gonna try to blow his horn at me. I'm telling you, man, I don't get off into everybody, man. I like some people. I'm not one of them people that say I hate everybody or I don't like people. I give people a chance. But some of these people be pressing their luck, man. And that's what I was telling Charles, man. Sometimes you got to stand on these people's heads, man. Like you in your car, like you tough. Like, I think, this is what I think. A lot of people are using the police as a bailout. I don't start nothing with nobody. I mind my own business. But some of these people, I know you can't fight. And you ain't gonna shoot nobody even though you got gun. Some of these people, they think they tougher because they got gun. They ain't even got the balls to shoot nobody. They just unstable. Like this is why I don't got no death wish. But when it all ends, it just ends, man. I'm just gonna make sure I run this race and endure to the end so I can be in the peaceful kingdom. And I can't wait to get away from some of these people. I don't want to die and leave my kids and this, that, and the other. Like, that day will come. I'm patient. But some of these people is just annoying, man. This why, when it comes to stuff like this subject, gambling, man, I'm not trying to hear these people, man. You can't tell me nothing. I research stuff. And if just because you think something is wrong, I don't even trust y'all judgment. That's just me. Like, I don't trust people's judgment. I gotta research stuff. Y'all too unstable. Starting stuff, you coming in wrong lanes, blowing horns at people, going the wrong way up lanes. All you had to do was just go up one and go the way you supposed to come. But anyway, I might have to do a part 2 now because of that little punk. So, and I wish he would have came up to my car. I would have cussed him out. Real words. Man, get the F, but I wasn't going to say F, away from my car, unless you want some problems. That's why I avoid people. But let's get back to it. We're going to have to make a part 2. Because I got to create space. I'm looking at the time and I got to end this in like 3 minutes. So you got baseball season. You got all these seasons, man. You done did your $10,000 thing. Now you had the 5 that you need. You could stagger it. Like, you know how, like some bets, it might say positive 250. So, like what it's saying is, if you put 250 on it and you win the bet, let's say you get 400 back. You get your 250 back plus 150. That's $400. You just want to get in a pattern of winning. So me personally, I like going with like winners. I'm the type of person that'll just try to put my money on the Celtics or one of them teams that's beating everybody. And when they get upset, I'll just deal with it. They ain't gonna get upset every game. That's just one of what I like to do. So I have lost a couple dollars on the Bucks, but I didn't put that much on them, so it wasn't nothing. For me, gambling is not just me trying to come up and prosper. Gambling is recreation for me. Like, I just like doing it. Like, I like competing. I like betting. I like it. But you got to be careful. You got to make sure you ain't making matters worse and giving yourself anxiety, though, because it's been times where I ain't know what I was doing. All I was doing was just creating more anxiety for myself. So yeah, man, let's come back to it. I'm getting ready to upload part 2. Man, I'm getting this cough, man. Well, not getting. Like, it's something about, like, when you get over a little cold or sickness now, you still have a cough for a couple of days. And then I don't remember that when I was younger. But that's how it is now. You'll be better, but you'll still be coughing. But anyway, let me break this down for y'all. I want to come with numbers, and examples, so I'll be back.